Mics are opening. Good afternoon to everybody at home. Oh, I see our little countdown has cycled of its own accord, so I will just delete that. And welcome to the show. We'll be starting in just a moment's time. So, first of all, let me just say welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian F. Irving. I'll be your games master for this evening. We'll be playing Pandora's Age. This is Season 2, or Season 2, Chapter 1. I'll be the Games Master, as I mentioned. The system we'll be using is Modern Age by Green Ronin Publishing, and the setting is Pandora's Wake by myself and Gethsemane Games. Sound effects are by DH9 Radio's Foley Unit, BattleBards and freesound.org. Music is by Kevin MacLeod and Compotech.com, and by DH9 Radio's production unit, as well as, of course, by Tabletop Audio. And our cast today, I'll start at the bottom and work my way up. We have Marie McGowan Irving as Elizabeth Lizzie Ryan.
Hello.
We have Sean McGuile as Thomas Gallagher.
Hello.
We have Ben Watson as Joe Watson.
Hi there.
And we have Jenny Savall as Erin Black.
Hello.
Chris Gibson as Adam Taylor.
Hello.
And unfortunately he hasn't returned from his mission yet, but joining us very shortly we will also have Mark Savall as Rab.
The giant creature lay waste to half the city, with casualties said to run into the thousands before the military were able to bring the monstrosity down. Military spokesperson Amara V described the creature as the largest living animal yet to have emerged from the Otherverse, and called it a significant threat which led to some particular challenges in regard to bringing the creature down in an urban area without causing further loss of human life. A correspondent for the BBC in the area, Sindhu Bhaskar, referred to the monster as a city killer. An emergency meeting for the UN Security Council has been called for tonight to discuss the developing threat posed by the Otherverse. Helicopter gunships of the Royal Air Force were today engaged in savage aerial battles with unidentified flying creatures over the North Sea. The monsters, thought to be bat-like in form but of immense size, are believed to have been involved in the recent attacks upon North Sea oil platforms. One helicopter suffered minor damage. RAF Command report 29 confirmed kills with 9 more suspected kills against the creatures. A full statement is expected from the Ministry of Defence later today.
The World Health Organization have announced that 3 more non-terrestrial pathogens have been isolated. The pathogens are each capable of causing fatal diseases in humans and closely related mammalian species. Streams of refugees continue to cross the Texas border into Mexico this evening, as alien life forms emanating from the Otherverse continue to sweep across the lower states. In an official statement, the Mexican authorities reported that they had established processing camps for the US refugees fleeing south. The United Nations have announced the formation of a new international military force named the United Nations Counter-Alien Incursion Force. Drawing on personnel from over 100 countries, the new Rapid Reaction Force is intended to be able to deploy anywhere in the world in order to engage Otherverse incursions. In Great Britain, there seems to be no end in sight to food shortages, as rationing has returned for the first time since the 1950s. Scuffles have been reported at several supermarkets, and food riots broke out in parts of London, Manchester and Newcastle this evening.
A year has passed since the Pandora event. The night that the skies turned purple and tore open to reveal what lay behind them. The Otherverse, a lethal hellscape populated by plant and animal species that knew no fear of humanity and which spilled into our universe. The first to cross were the deadly predatory fauna of the Otherverse, no more than animals but seemingly with an endless hunger for terrestrial life. At first humanity held its own. For all the savagery of the Otherverse, our technology and weapons gave us an edge that the animals of the Otherverse could not match. Then came the flora, no less deadly than the fauna it seemed, some toxic to terrestrial life, some carnivorous and predatory, like the animals that came before it. The alien plant life took root in our world and began to terraform it into a copy of its own. With it came the diseases, wave after wave of deadly pathogen. Cracks began to show. Smaller, often rural areas began to fall to the otherverse. Our food and supply chains began to buckle under the strain. Riots broke out in the cities as food and fuel shortages loomed, and still the otherverse spilled across the earth. Last week our party were invited on a chat show, a television chat show, to talk about the day that the otherverse came, the day our universe had holes ripped through its walls. A day about a year ago, before the food shortages, before the riots, before society started to fray at the edges. However, things went a little bit awry as during the television broadcast, the studio was attacked by a group of what have been named by Adam Taylor as anti-versers, people who don't believe in the existence of the other verse or any of the things that have happened in the past year. The party are currently split in two, with half still trapped in the recording studio main studio room, or secondary studio room, Studio A, or B, I think, battling it out with one or two of the anti-verses, whilst others have been captured and stashed in the green room, where, as luck would have it, they had their own equipment and some weapons they'd smuggled into the building, stashed away, ready to use. We rejoin the party then, as they try and decide what to do about the fact that they appear to be trapped inside a building, held hostage by a bunch of anti-verses. Over to the party. What would you like to do?
Well, we have a hostage, don't we?
Come on, I couldn't get you to shut up while the intro was playing.
I'm still up in the looking up in the lighting rig.
You are up in the twilight.
Listening
yes.
as many of the lights as I can.
We've kicked the bad guys out of the room.
Yeah, I seem to have one marked as still in the room.
We have a hostage.
Yeah,
I was
he's a
going to
hostage.
say, was he a hostage? Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have managed to take one of the hostage takers hostage. Interesting turn of events.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the group that's trapped in the green room? What are your immediate plans?
Mine is probably to hold the door. And there was another guy who had a compound bow, didn't he? A bad guy.
Yes, one of the hostage takers, one of the anti-verses that was just outside the green room when Erin stuck her head out in an attempt to intimidate them with her compound bow. She discovered a compound bow pointed directly at her from the flank as well. So you think these people are armed. Well, you know these people are armed. Some of them are armed with things like compound bows. Some of them have just been armed with things like bits of lead pipe, hammers, wrenches, and all sorts of stuff.
So yeah, I'll be holding out, and if he tries to make a move or anything, probably shoot him.
Well, you can't see him. You're currently inside the green room. He's currently outside. Jenny, yes, you were going to say.
Yeah, sorry about that, by the way. Mark's just come in, so
That's
I had
okay.
to talk to him. So I kind of missed what was going on, but there's the guy who's got the crossbow here, isn't there?
Compound bow, yes. He was
compound
when
bow,
you
yeah.
last stuck your head out the door. He told you to get your head back in the door, and you, not wanting to be shot through the face, decided to do exactly that.
Right.
You notice Rab's quite injured, Joe's quite badly hurt, the production assistant over here seems to be alright.
Yeah. So what you need is to get a balloon, draw a face on it, stick it out. So when he fires his bow and he shoots the balloon, it goes pop. That'll scare them all, and then you can nip out and shoot him.
Or I could get hold of that guy and push him out, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not evil.
Or as you could do in the other group where we put a cabbage on a stick and invited them to shoot
Yeah.
back.
Yes.
Oh, you could have used a mop so it looks like you have hair, but no. Right, because there was that guy who seemed to be really ill, who's over here, isn't he? They backed off into the room.
Yes. Last you saw of him, he'd backed off into the room opposite, yes. Technically, I
Yeah.
should probably close that door in front of you now. Oh, no. It didn't
'Cause-
close, and we all know what that means.
No,
don't
why?
we?
Yeah.
I was just remembering from last time, if the door was still open, I was going to just say out loud so that this guy could hear, the one who's pointing the bow.
Okay.
Because I was going to aim it at anybody who I could through the door and threaten to shoot them if they don't let us go.
I'll back her up with that as well.
Okay, just give me a second while I briefly reinstate the API scripts that have decided to go on holiday again. And then we will execute your, let's call it an excellent plan. Because I like sarcasm.
And Joe's gonna make it very clear that he would take pleasure in shooting the guy who kicked his ass.
Joe doesn't have anything to shoot with, do you? I feel I may be wrong.
Yeah, I got a
about that.
crossbow.
That's right, you have.
I think
Okay.
Joe got the bow, and he's also getting everybody else's bags, I think.
Yes,
I
he
didn't
is.
agree with
Decided
that
to.
actually.
Oh, did you not?
It was a
Okay.
suggestion. I didn't
Yeah,
agree
it
to
was a
it.
suggestion. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
this-
gonna deal with the more immediate threat, which is the bad guys with the big weapons.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do this friggin' manually. But actually, let's not worry about the fact that the door's currently open when it should be closed, because you're about to open it again anyway, aren't you? So, or are you just yelling through the door? Is that what you meant?
This door here, I thought it was open.
Well, it was open, and then there was a guy there with a bow, so you withdrew back into the room to avoid being shot in the face.
Because I was on about whether this door across here was open or not.
That
But they
door
just
across there is
backed up.
currently closed,
Right.
but my chances of getting roll 20 to agree with me on that point are slender. Oh, actually, there doesn't appear to be a door line on there at the moment, so let me just add one.
And I'll also say, your friend seems very unwell. Are you absolutely sure he doesn't have something that...
COVID. COVID.
Absolutely sure he doesn't have something what, sorry?
that's contagious, maybe? I know they're not going to believe it's from the other verse, but...
Yeah, that's right, he's got a flu. You want to stay in there so you don't catch it.
You should come in as well, so
Flu.
you don't catch it.
Give me a perception
hurt you that
hearing test, please. That's just
Here,
Rab,
hearing chest.
Erin, and Joe can make one as well, but Joe, you're at -1.
Oh, great. You're so kind.
Ooh,
Aren't I
mine's
just- well, you're
good.
further away. Right, that was not the same voice as the man who told you to get back in the room and pointed a bow at you. Whoever's just shouted back, it wasn't the person that had the bow.
Could you tell whether it came from the left or the right?
With a test of 17, I would say you probably could. It came from the left.
Quick question: why do you have fear?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Why do I have fear? Because I didn't have any... It's like it's added it on.
Okay, you can take it back off. There were a few people that added fear last week, but I did tell them they could take it off at some point, so whether that's been from them.
I don't think I was...
I
one
don't
of
remember what the fee
them.
was for, do you?
No. And I'm pretty sure I didn't get any.
Well, take it off. Like I say, everybody who did get some was told to take it off.
Okay.
Oh, I know what yours was for. It was for sticking your head out and seeing somebody pointing a bow at you.
Was it?
Yep. Because he was
Oh.
close enough to shoot you dead. He was like...
Right.
Wouldn't
only
scare me.
about a metre
That's
away.
just me, though.
Yeah, if it hit you in the head, it'd miss all your vital spots. wouldn't it?
Okay, So, while you guys are trying to decide what to do about the situation, let's go over to those of you who are in the studio room. It is B, I was right. Studio B. So, what would you like to do?
At this point, is there any possibility of us taking a little bit of a rest and recuperation and drinking a bottle of water out of the...
I will give you a few minutes to do that, because what's about to happen will probably take a couple of minutes, so yes. Go ahead, you can have a... In fact, the people in the other group can also have this if you would like to. You can have a short rest. Oh, for fuck's sake. This character, what am I doing wrong? I've not actually turned his vision on. Right, turn on. Turn on. Turn on. Right, okay. So yeah, you can all take a short rest, which means you get 5 health plus your stamina plus your level. Sorry, not stamina. Constitution plus your level back in health.
That's
So
like
does
my
this guy
using
actually,
down.
come to think of it. So he will get 47 plus that. That might take him. Oh, actually, he's still injured. Right, okay. So, yeah, everybody that was injured can get that health back though.
Okay.
Currently, the two groups are separated and you can't really communicate much with each other, so what would you like to do?
Which group are you asking? Both of us.
Quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Sean. Yeah.
Did we... I just heard a bad echo of himself there.
Yeah, that was quite significant.
Yeah. Obviously, nobody in this particular room has a mobile phone.
Not with you, because you were in the...
What about the bad guy?
To be
he will
fair,
have, yes.
Right, so under threat of getting him to open his mobile phone, does it actually use biometrics, i.e. in a fingerprint?
His doesn't, no. If you want to get it off him, give me a strength intimidation test. Because of the situation, you're only going to be given... Well, I'll give you +2. Yeah, because of the
we
situation.
do all have walkie-talkies, but
Not with you in the
would-
studio. You wouldn't
no, that's what I mean.
Because I was
We
going
would
to...
have
Yeah,
them.
yeah, so if we can get his phone off him... Oh, good God, that's just reset roll 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, roll a 14.
Well, that was interesting.
That might have been something I was doing that should not have reset it for anybody but me, but never mind. It would have been a very coincidental timing if that wasn't related to what I was doing.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what did you... wait a minute, I can still see it. So you rolled a 14, possibly with 5 stunt points, assuming you've passed.
But plus 2 on top of that then
So
as
that's
well.
16. So let's have a look and see what Dave manages to get. That's the way he pronounces it. Dave!
What's up, like Dave?
So, David Wells and his willpower to defend against that. Oh my god!
Oh wow.
Would that allow me to take his hammer off him at the same time?
Yeah, because he appears to be shitting himself. So, you take his hammer, like, Thomas demands his phone, so he hands it over, like, panicked. And you ask for the hammer, and he hands you the hammer.
Yeah, and it's as if we've rammed the whole bottle of laxatives down his throat at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
You couldn't roll worse than that, could you?
Nah,
Nope.
couldn't.
You can't.
Even with his +1 willpower, it's not really helping much, is it, at that point?
Yeah, okay, that's
He's clearly seen that video where me and Ram kick in one of them aliens.
Yeah.
Probably saw it on the VT earlier before. Okay, can those of you who are in the green room give me a perception hearing test, please?
Okay. Just getting
yeah,
my
'cause
character
that's
sheet up.
what you were going to do, wasn't it?
Which what?
Did you not ask for that before?
I did, but that was for something else. Yeah.
Oh, mine's shit.
Okay, but Joe, you hear a large number of people in the corridor. They do sound a bit distant, like a large number of people, and some of them sound a bit alarmed, and you can hear other people shouting at them.
Got stump points.
Interesting.
You did, yeah. Rab did.
I did also get a 6 as well.
Yes, so you got 6
Did also
stunt
manage
points,
to get
and you've put 6 points in the complication. Aren't you pleased with yourself?
One.
I am
One. Is
very
that not just
One
one point?
point in the complication.
He's already
No,
said.
it's
he's already
Ben.
said
It's
6 at
Ben.
this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
It's
don't
Ben's private.
know.
So-
Ben's private complication points.
So, what stunt table would this be? Would it be
Exploration.
infiltration? Damn.
You might find something on the infiltration table that might be useful, but I would think, I don't know, you can take a look at it and see. If not, then stick with the whatever it was I just said. That word I can't seem to hold in my mind for any length of time.
Over here with bravery, maybe?
Where's that?
Infiltration.
Over here. Yeah, I'll use over here.
Okay,
Add
Only
bravery
2 points.
so it increases your toughness.
read that out for the people at home, please.
Over here, your flashy action makes you the center of attention. Each of your allies gain +1 to the next hide or pass scrutiny in this encounter, such as dexterity, sleight of hand, or stealth, or communication disguised, and the action opponent takes then automatically targets you.
So it's you-who over here rather than I
Over
have
here, as in,
overheard something.
listen. Yeah, no, that's not appropriate.
That
obviously,
isn't really an
because
appropriate one, no.
Well, I'll put 3 points into when a plan comes together, and then can I just put 3 points in a pay dirt and get more money?
You're not getting any money for anything.
God.
I know, terrible, isn't it?
So for 3 stun points, what useful item could I find a key to a significant place just lying around in the locker room?
Well, it's not really the locker room, it's a green room.
Green.
Just add points to your next social test.
have you read the fancy meeting you here?
You could find, I don't know about a key to anything. Mine's working overtime here. Right, yes, you've found a key.
On the key, guys.
When I say found, what I mean is, remember the scuffle you had with the guy who shoved you in here?
Yes.
Right. You didn't really pay it much mind at the time, but you kind of, during the scuffle, you wound up somehow, with your light-fingered tendencies anyway, you borrowed something from him, from his pocket.
Oh, good.
The thing you've borrowed from his pocket appears to be a key of some kind.
Car key,
Very
van
good.
key, maybe.
Does look a bit like a car key.
Right. Very nice.
Yeah.
So you said that the people seem to be far away. Were they on the left side, the right side?
Left. You think coming down the main corridor, and then you heard doors, and then it got muffled. Now you can't hear it.
Well, I'll tell that to everyone. From what I've heard, it sounds like the coast is clear, and I have just found in my pocket one of their car keys.
Come
We
in
could
handy.
sneak out, potentially.
Yeah.
You could try. Jenny, do you want to make the first stealth roll with your history of stealth rolls? Or do you think that discretion may be the best part of valor and staying put? Or what do you want?
Well, I want to try having another look around the door again, carefully.
Okay. You open the door carefully and take a look outside. Give me a dexterity initiative check, please.
I'm going to be backing her up.
Right, you are.
Also
12.
back her up because I want to get into a scuffle.
12, did you say? Okay, so I just need to bring up the conspiracy. Ah, there he is. It's this guy, actually. So, you stick your head out to take a look and see what's going on. And as you do, you see this very large man with very big muscles on the right-hand side here. Steps forward and brings his fist back, ready to thump you. However,
Right.
you were kind of expecting somebody out there, so you get a chance to do something. What would you like to do? You can either attempt to attack him first, or you can just dodge back into the room.
I am going to try and shoot an arrow at his leg.
All right, okay, go ahead.
Couldn't
Because I
find
swear away.
Jenny, the perfect opportunity. You wouldn't hit a lass, would you?
There's a bouncer,
The hard bit finds a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
but he's a bouncer.
Yeah, so we probably would hit a lass.
We've seen videos on the web there.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
you're not drunk though, so you might be all right.
as far as we're aware, these guys are like attacking us and stuff, essentially. We don't know really much else. They were aggressors towards us, so...
Well, you
shooting him with a bow is completely justified.
you
I'm
justify
not
your
trying to kill
attempted
him.
murder any way you like. Go ahead.
I am not trying to murder him, I am trying to...
You're trying to hit him
Friendly
in the Achilles
fire.
heel.
Right?
Friendly fire.
Capacity.
Well,
Right, so what am I rolling again? Attack.
well, yeah, if you're going to shoot him in the leg, then yes, you're going
It's
to
a
be
bow
rolling
attack, isn't it?
a bow attack, yeah.
Okay.
I will back you up in court as well because fuck the police.
A 12.
A 12, so you
a point,
needed
Your Honour?
a defense of 11 he has, so you've hit him.
With 4 stunt points.
With 4 stun points, you release your shot, it goes straight through his calf. Ah! As you shoot him. Oh, sorry, kitten. I've just scared the living hell out of the cat.
Oh, bless her. Okay,
Extra damage. Kill him.
I am not going to do that. Let's
Just
see
tell
what
the what you
damage
do is you tell the police you mistook him for one of those city killers.
is. That was yeah, that was
really doesn't look
11.
right for his hip.
Yeah,
That
he was
is.
coming straight for me.
Yeah.
He looked like a combat. I had oil rig flashbacks.
I'm just going to
Yeah.
enter
PTSD,
this 'cause
man.
he appears to have
Exactly.
fewer hit points than everybody else, and I've just realised why. Because I can't tell the difference between a 2 and a 1. There we
He's
go.
a bit of a Nancy. That's why. You know. He's not really that tough. He's got a glass jaw.
Yeah. Okay, so that was 11 points of damage, was it, that you shot this guy with?
Yeah, keeping in mind if that would be fatal or something, I'm not trying to kill him, so I would be.
Okay,
Trying
well,
to
by the
just-
time he takes his toughness off, you've shot him through the leg, he's howling in pain, he's not entirely impressed about matters. I just need to check. Okay,
You've
well,
still got 4
Rab's
stunt points.
trying to back you up, but he's behind you, and this guy goes first. You do still have 4 stunt points, though, so do go ahead and
Yes.
tell me what you would like to do.
Is this Rab being a typical wee Ned? He stood behind her going, yeah.
I think
You my
so.
man.
Right, let's see. Can I use 2 to knock him prone because that's what I'm trying to do?
Yes, you can.
And
Extra damage.
see. I'm not doing extra damage. Stop it.
You could have him fall backwards,
Yeah, I was looking at
Use the-
skirmish.
using your other points to skirmish him back out of the way.
Yeah, 2 on skirmish and 2 on not prone.
2 on skirmish, right you are.
But you could pierce
So-
armor.
You step out and he comes forward with his fist. You bring the bow up, shoot him through the leg. He hops backwards with this arrow straight through his leg, going, ah, 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 bastard, 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 as he's hopping backwards, and then he loses his footing and falls to the ground with this arrow
Slips on the
straight
blade.
through his leg. Meanwhile, over at the less psychotic end of the building,
I've got PTSD, obviously. I mean, come on.
okay,
I have an idea.
yeah, go ahead.
I want to make a small trap. The tied up Dave we put somewhere like over here, wherever
We've got some cable. Yeah, well, let's
Well,
tie him up.
I
Where
tell you
the
what,
Lizzie
since
is.
you've got control of him in a literal sense, I'm going to give you control of his... Oh, apparently I can't. That's mildly annoying. It won't let me give you control of him because it's tied to a character sheet. So, yeah, just put yourself where you're going to move him, and I'll move him 1 square to the left of wherever you put yourself.
we can put him right here.
1 square to the right, then, fair enough. Yep, there you go. So you
Right underneath the lights.
right, you are. So you're tying them up there underneath the lights. Sean, what are you doing whilst Adam's doing that?
I was going to attempt to phone one of the others using this telephone.
Okay, cool.
In fact, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to text them first.
Yeah.
Saying this is Thomas, we're in the studio, sort of thing. We've captured one of the bad guys as text, and then like attack to the end of that. I'm going to say I'm going to ring.
Right.
And I'll phone. Whose phone can I ring?
Well, there's.
I take it we'd all have everybody's numbers
You've
memorized.
spent
at
a
this point.
year preparing a bunker together. I imagine you all have each other's phone numbers by now. Whether or not you can memorise them, I mean, I only ever remember 2 telephone numbers. One's my grandfather's last telephone number, and the other one's the telephone number he had before that. But I'm going to say...
You wanted me to make a memory test?
Since you're under stress, give us an intelligence test with a memory focus if you happen to have it. I'm going to give this a 9. It would be lower normally, but the stress of the situation. 13, yes, you remember one of that party's numbers. So which one would you like to ring?
It's going to have to be, well, pick a, I'll roll a d3.
Yeah.
Right.
1, because I'm number 1.
2, because he's a number 2. No, I'm being very mean to Ben today.
Yeah, stop it. That's my job.
Right, so number 1's going to be Jenny, number 2 is going to be Ben, number 3 is going to be Rab.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a 3, so the phone's ringing.
Okay, so what the 3 of you hear at this point is the telephone, is a telephone ringing inside the sports bag that Joe's holding, because he's grabbed everybody's bags, as you mentioned earlier. So one of the phones in the bags has gone, because obviously you guys said you were grabbing your weapons. You didn't think to grab your phones. So what are you going to do?
Yo, what the fuck's that noise, man?
You'd probably recognise your ringtone, wouldn't you?
Rab's ringtone's probably something like totally nuts.
Be some sort of.
It'll be some sort of like underground, homemade in somebody's bedroom, really bad Scottish techno.
It'll be a bunch of wee Neds covered
A song about
the police.
A song about how much buckfast he can drink at the weekend.
Okay,
and how attractive it makes him to the ladies.
So that's what you're hearing.
Can I just point out as well, we're already proper post-apocalyptic characters because hell breaks loose and we go, I'm not getting my phone, I'm getting my weapons.
Think the wee man.
Yes. Okay, so whilst that's going, the other thing you hear is somebody in the corridor has rushed up to help the bouncer and is yelling, "Help! Help! They've just shot Craig."
Can I act when I hear that?
Yeah. What would you like to do?
I'm wanting to post myself at the door and aim towards where the other guys are. Just kind of to threaten them and ward them off.
Okay, well, currently you've got Erin's kind of blocking the door a little bit. Rab's kind of trying to peer around it as well to see what's going on. So
I am going to be trying to step out with my bow drawn, and I'll be threatening anybody else who's there. So it depends on if there's enough time for me to step out of the doorway.
There's enough time for you to step out. It's the only way the other two are going to get to do anything if you do.
Okay.
So you step
Okay, so
out.
as she steps out, I'll pin myself on the door.
Okay, so
obviously aiming down the corridor, just wanting to threaten them, keep them away.
Okay.
Keeping a special eye out.
Jenny,
for
you
that
don't
guy
seem to
we
have
know how to
actually
bowl.
moved yet.
Alright, sorry. It's just because I'm trying to eat food at the same time as play the game.
Oh, do you need me to move you then?
I thought he was going to have to eat food then.
Yes, Rob's waiting to get out as well.
Yes, you can. Rab can get out behind Erin if he wants to as well. Yes.
Yep.
Oi! It moved me.
I did. You said you were going for the door, so I thought you'd be going for. Right, you are. You can move yourself a little bit as Rab comes out the the door looking down the corridor, which is where they know the threat was initially, but there doesn't seem to be a threat coming from that direction now.
So I'm answering the phone.
Nobody seems to be answering the phone. No.
It could be your dealer. You know.
It was actually it was actually a text ping first. Ping. And currently you're a bit confused about which phone to answer because you've all got the same text alert. Ping.
Right. Okay.
But now the phone is ringing. As the phone is ringing, you see this guy here is like who's shouting for help. Sees you guys piling out, and drags his mate, the bouncer, around the corner, still yelling, "Help! Help! These nutters have just shot Craig! Help!"
Damn it, nutters! God!
Well, they think
no, but they're narcissists. They project their behaviour onto other people.
Rob's going to shout, "Craig's a dick!"
So the door right next to Erin has just opened. The door to Studio A has just opened, and somebody startled as they open the door with a big wrench, coming to see what all the fuss is about. And Erin's standing right there, but looking down the corridor towards where the guys that have just pulled away are. So Erin, give me another dexterity initiative check, please.
Okay.
It's like a pig jumping out of the shrubs at you.
Yeah.
It's a ambush.
13.
I was going to say, with Rob standing with his, would he not notice that door opening?
Well, yes. So you can give us a initiative check as well.
Well,
the person who's opened the door is going to get +2. That's 14. Oh, that's mildly beaten Erin, but not Rab. So, Rab.
Can I push him out of the way?
Yes, you can push Erin out of the way.
Oh, thank you.
So you shove Erin this way. For I'll call that a minor action. What would you like to do next? If anything, don't have to do anything. You've shoved Erin out the way.
Get my knife out.
Okay. So you shove Erin out the way and then reach for a knife. This person decides not to give you the chance and steps forward and attempts to whack you and disarm you. So they're attempting a stunt attack with a disarm action. So let me just try. They're using a pipe wrench, aren't they? So if this hits, it will disarm you instead of doing any damage. 18. So as you pull your knife, they whack you on the hand with the pipe wrench. It's quite a hefty blow, but it hasn't connected with the bone, so it hasn't broken anything. Give me a strength might test, please.
That's kind of accurate.
Okay, so you've dropped the knife, but it hasn't gone very far. So they just kind of suddenly whacked you on the hand. You've dropped the knife, and it will go 3 meters less than it would have done. Let me just see. All right, okay. So you just dropped it on your foot, basically. Or between your
foot. Between your toes.
Yeah.
Pin myself to the floor.
And this guy, who still looks terrible, comes stumbling out, coughing, spluttering, red eyes.
Keep away from him.
Oh dear. Oh, you bastard. And then he's going to swing his cricket bat at Joe, because Joe's the person he's looking straight at.
Not even done anything wrong. I haven't shot you yet.
I haven't shot you yet. Right. So this guy is going to attack with a pickaxe handle, baseball bat. I'll say that
Pickaxe handle.
Cricket bat's the same as that. Oh, 17. That's a hit. Clunk. He hits Joe for 5 points of damage.
Ow.
Jab. Meanwhile,
Dick.
While you guys are getting into a bit of a scuffle, and you can hear these guys are going, drop your weapons and get back in there. Nobody needs to get hurt. Don't make me go and get Ian. Don't make me go and get Ian. You'll regret it if we go and get Ian.
Or Raji Ian.
Meanwhile, over on the other side of the... Well, not the other side of the building, but a little bit deeper into the building. Those of you who are in the... Fuck's sake, I'm oversteering again. Those of you who are in...
Studio B.
Okay, somebody's just tried to open the door, but it's the same door that you said you were cable tying shut. Like literally cable tying, using a cable to tie it shut last time. So they're going to need a might test, strength might. I want to say the cable, they're quite difficult to break, so I'm going to say that is a formidable test. They're going to need a 17 to do this.
17.
So let me try.
Or a breaching shotgun.
There's two of them. So, fucking hell. Okay, so the first one is obviously decided to take you by surprise, and he's kicked the door. The door's kind of splintered slightly, and the cable has wrenched one of the handles off.
Yeah,
so it's still tied, but
still tied, but it's not attached.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds about right. That was the weak point.
Yeah, because there's no way you're going to snap one of those cables. It's just not really going to happen. Okay, so as he's kicked his way in, the other one dashes in and levels a shotgun at the first person he sees, which would be
our first experience with a real gun.
Levels a shotgun at someone.
Yes. He'll level the shotgun. Well, Thomas is closest, so he'll level it at you and go, back off. And what are you doing with Dave? Let Dave go. Tell your friend to let Dave go, or I'll give you both barrels. I mean it, mind. I'm not frightened to. Whether he's not frightened to or not is up for debate.
And then I say, give me the shotgun, and someone shouts, let him have it.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there a possibility?
Sorry, go on.
Is there a possibility we would have learnt some minor code while being together for like half a year?
You probably haven't thought you've needed one until now. Because you've only been up against things that weren't human and wouldn't have understood.
Well, I'm hoping Lizzie can take initiative with what's about to happen then.
Yes,
Dibble do.
Lizzie, you haven't acted yet, so I'm going to say, what are you going to do as these guys, one kicks in the door and the other one's pointing a shotgun at Thomas? What would you like to do?
Are they underneath any lights?
Yes. The one with the shotgun is underneath the light.
Okay, so could I drop the light on his head?
Yes, I'll just move you down. So you cautiously unscrew the last of it and the thing just drops. Right? Unless he can get out from under it and he doesn't know it's happening, so it's going to be quite difficult, then the light is going to be a 3 dice hazard. It's a big studio light. These things are heavy, you know. I've seen lighting engineers injured with these.
Do say on all lights that you ever buy, even the tiniest wee ones, there's a little figure on them, and that looks like it's fainting, and it says "Danger of Death."
Danger of Death. Do you remember that UV cannon we bought? And cannon.
Yeah.
It is over egging the pudding a bit. UV pop gun would be more accurate, and it must have weighed like 1 kilogram tops. And it had warning, danger of crashing death if this falls upon you. So there's fucking not. It really is.
Well, if it hits you in the right way from a very
long way up. Okay, so this guy, to get out of the way, because he'll only know it's coming at the last minute, I'm going to say this is a formidable test. So he's going to need 17 to get out from underneath this thing before it hits him. However, having said that, he only needed 17 to kick the door in, and he managed that. So dexterity, acrobatics, 17 to beat. 16 narrowly. He looks up at the last minute, goes, shit! Brings his arms up with the shotgun still in his arms, so it's no longer pointed at Thomas. And then tries to roll out the way, but the thing hits him. Murray, you can have the joy of rolling the 3 dice of damage.
3 sixes. Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Fuck's sake. It's going to be another case of these handcuffs are really chafing. Oh dear. Oh no. A few soft things fell upon my head.
So he mostly got out the way before the thing hit him, and then like thunk, bang. It's bruised his arm. It's shattered on the ground. So he hasn't got out from under it, but it hasn't been quite as lethal as you might have hoped. So since actually getting you surrendering to go along with these people seems to be something that ain't going to happen, by the looks of it, would you all just let me...
I mean, currently at the moment, we just think that well, no, they told us they wanted to make a broadcast, didn't we? And we were like, fuck you!
Pretty much. That's all I wanted to do. Give me initiative tests for everybody, please.
Next one,
Rab, he's on the ball.
Rab is on the ball.
Wow. Okay.
I imagined this adventure going significantly differently to this, but obviously I forgot who my player
Did you think we would do what they asked?
I've got 2 Glaswegians in the
I
party.
imagined more kind of hiding and sneaking, and I had this whole...
No.
Yeah. No, just straight to the violence. That's,
we were in a room. We were in a room, and we were like, there was nobody in here with us, and we had things under control. And then some guys burst in with a gun. I mean,
yes. I mean,
We
admittedly,
choose violence.
they're going directly for the violence as well. Let's not claim
the old
they
ultra
have
violence.
Yeah,
They started it.
they literally did start it. Yes, I'll give you that. Whoops, it is. I've understeered again.
We're only 1/6 away as well from 10.
So this guy is a conspiracy theorist. This is the sick one.
Okay, we are now calling him Sick Boy.
Sick boy. I did see that coming. To be fair, I did see that coming. That one, and this one. Oops, it is it. And I'm almost there. I only have the bouncer still to roll.
What about shotgun guy?
Did shotgun guy not go in?
You haven't got shotgun guy on.
Okay, let me just re-roll him then. Yeah, looks like I haven't. So shotgun guy, get that over here.
Crackpot one.
Once again, I've gone straight past it. And shotgun guy. I don't think have I rolled for Dave? I'm not sure I've rolled for Dave. Well, he's under control at the moment.
He's tied up.
So crackpot one didn't roll, did he not? Let's have a.
Let's have a crackpot. I mean, a crack at him then. Yeah.
Initiative. There we go. That should be him in there now. Okay, so let's bring this up. Descending order, and Rab, it's very much you to go first.
Right, I'm going to totally surprise him by just basically jumping on him and trying to bite his face off.
Okay. Which one would you like to...
Literally wrap my arms and legs around him.
This week,
like I've not seen him for 13 years and I've missed him terribly.
Okay, so which one would you like to do that to? The one
that just hit me.
Bleeding from the eyes, yes, or the other guy. So okay, go for it.
What do I roll? Do I roll grapple or
brawling attack, I think, yeah. Or brawling attack, because you're trying to bite him as well, aren't you? Okay, so you leap at him. He sees you coming and scurries off out. Oh no, wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong. Brawling strike, there we go. He sees you coming and tries to duck, but he's got absolutely no chance at all. So you've grappled him and bitten him. You've got 6 points of stunts you can use on either basic combat or grappling stunts. Or you can split them between the two. And you can do 1d3 plus strength damage from biting him in the face as well.
Grappling in what ones was it? Just general combat?
General combat, yeah.
I'm just having a look at them.
Is this the bit where he puts his thumb between his fingers and goes, haha, got your nose? But it's not his thumb, it's his nose.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to be combining them. I'm going to use 2 points for takedown and grappling.
Right, yep.
I'm going to use 3 for lightning attack.
Okay, yeah, so you get another attack. Yeah.
And I am going to use 1 point in duck and weave.
Okay. So let me first of all try and work out where the bloody hell that just went.
All down his face.
There we are. No, I tried to open the grappling thing and like pop it out onto the other screen, and it just vanished. Right. So takedown. You and your target make opposed fighting grappling rolls without generating stun points. If you win, both you and your target fall prone. -1 to range attack against both of you, but +1 to melee attacks against both of you. But your target takes an additional 1d6 damage and can't get up until you do, or until they succeed in an attack against you. Right, okay. So give me a fighting grappling test then, and he'll do the same. Except he doesn't have grapple. Oh, no, he does.
Damn.
Right. Okay, so you attempt to take him down, but he actually manages to stay upright, but you are like hanging from him. So like your arms around his shoulders, your legs around his waist, and your teeth around his nose. So let's go ahead and roll the damage.
Like a rabid dog.
Fuck's sake. 6 points of damage. So he's screaming
To the face.
To the face. So he's screaming in pain from the facial bite. What were the other stunts you used? Sorry.
Second attack.
The next one was lightning attack, because I'm going to do the same thing to the sick crackpot.
Okay, so you're gonna release this guy and attack a crackpot.
Yep. Yeah, after I've bitten this one in the face, I'm going to do the same one to the next one.
He's
Same thing.
You're gonna get sick.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. This is going to be entertaining, but okay, so you release the guy who looks a bit stunned at what happened, and drop back down, and like the sick crackpot looks at you, raises his cricket bat, and as you jump, now this guy's at -1 on his defense, so you've leapt on him. You've leapt on him as well.
I'm going to headbutt this one.
Right, you are. So go ahead and headbutt. Well, actually, that will be in with the thing. So it's a D3 plus strength damage. 4 and minus.
I'm not going to like
realise
this.
the damage I did to this guy is I forgot to take his constitution off. Actually, his constitution wasn't as good as I thought, which means that sick crackpot took 1 point of damage more than I thought, because his constitution is down 1 for being sick as well, funnily enough. Okay, so you bite one of them on the face and you've head-butted the sick one, and in the nose. You can feel his nose breaking. He coughed and splatters bloody phlegm all over your face.
Oh.
Give me a Constitution stamina or Constitution tolerance test, please.
Oh no.
Is this the complication?
And your target number is 50. Oh.
You beat us.
You beat
Yeah,
it.
mate, I grew up in Glasgow. I'm immune to everything because I caught it all as a kid at school, right? So, yeah, the alien infection that he's currently got takes is splattered all over your face. It sinks into your bloodstream. Takes one look around and thinks, oh, "Fuck this! I'm getting out of here." Takes one look and goes, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?"
What the actual fuck is this toxic soup he's got instead of blood?
Yes, there's literally so much mad dog in your bloodstream that the alien disease just dissolves and.
A bloodstream made of Mad Dog, Bucky and wheat. So, sick crackpot who has coughed on you already, but now he's going to make a standard
Rabbit's the
attack.
cure.
He's going to try and beat your head in with his cricket bat. He's at -1 because he's sick, so he got a 9. That's
But I'm wrapped around him.
yeah, that would give him another penalty. So he'd missed you anyway, but he's now very much missed you. So sick crackpot is now going to. There's not much you can do because you are also wrapped around him. You've got him grappled. So his minor action will be to try and break the grapple. So I need a fighting grappling roll from both of you, please. 18.
Ooh.
Wait, he can't try and break the grapple because that would be a major action. So forget that. He's failed. Automatically, you've still got a hold of him. So we'll just have to move on, and it is Crackpot 7, who I think is one of the ones over
He's at the door.
in the other room. He's the one at the door. So he comes rushing in going, "You alright, mate? Are you alright? What happened?" And he's like, "Get back, you idiot, they're dropping lights on us." He like looks round at the rest of you, and then decides to, I'm just going to have to zoom in on him. I think he's the one with the bow. He is. So
He
gonna,
looks like he has a bow.
he's going to see if he can spot Lizzie, to spot why the light fell. He's got a suspicion that didn't just
Can I
happen
have
by
used my minor action to shrink back into the shadows to try to get
Yes,
some
I've
cover?
still got your stealth roll that you rolled last time written down. It's 19, so he's going to have to spot. He's going to have to roll higher than 19 to spot you. So obviously you're in the twilight on the unlit side. So he needs a perception seeing of 19 or better to spot you. And I don't think that's going to be possible. Nope.
I'm up here like that scene in Apocalypse Now with the guy with the makeup.
Yeah. So that's everything he could possibly do. Thomas Gallagher to go next.
That's interesting. So, I'm just going to attempt to. This guy with the shotgun needs to be taken out at this point.
Yeah, probably.
So it's move up to him and attack at this point. Can I charge from there to attack him?
You can, but you wouldn't get the +1 to hit.
Yeah, that's fair enough because it's less than 4 in the.
Yeah, you haven't built up the.
What's his dexterity?
Is
it less than a 3?
Probably yes. It's 2.
It's a 2, right? So hitting him with a table leg then.
Right. Yes, I forgot you still had the table leg. Okay, you swing a table leg at him while he's still a bit stunned, and clonk. That's quite a heavy hit with 6 points of stuns.
Right. 6 stun points. What do I do? Right, so let's have a look at the stunts.
Knock prone and then hit the other guy.
Just going to turn Lizzie up the right way because it's confusing me.
I'm not hanging upside down like a baton among them. You don't know.
Social stunts, explosion stunts. Where's it gone?
Shim into the other guy.
Right. Is that an available option to knock him backwards into the other guy?
Yes.
Right, okay. So, what I'll do then is I will. So I can't take him down because he hasn't lost enough, or take him out of action because he hasn't lost enough health,
That's
has he?
right. No, he hasn't.
So I can't knock him out.
No.
Momentum gain. Right, okay. So what I'll do is, I'm going to hit the first guy.
Yeah.
For an extra dice of damage.
Right. Yeah.
For 2 points.
Yeah.
So it's a whatever it is called, a vicious blow in this version of the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checking his toughness. That's only 1. So that's 8 points of damage you've caused him.
Yeah. And
So-
then he's going to fall backwards into the other guy.
Right. So that's 2 points for a skirmish, and that will
No, it's 1 point for
1
skirmish.
point for a skirmish. Sorry, yes. And you can therefore use some of the stunt points to either skirmish or knock prone the other guy.
No, I want to hit the other guy.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I presume I can if I've knocked him back into him.
Yes. Yeah, just make another attack, but we'll say that the first guy is the weapon you're using against the second guy, but it won't do the same damage as your chair leg.
Right. What's the other guy's dexterity?
Dexterity is 2.
Okay. Oh, that's a 9. That's missed.
That's a miss. Okay, so as you kick the first guy back, the second guy spots what's about to happen and deftly dodges long enough for this guy to go thumping
1, 2
past
straight
him,
back.
and then he kind of returns to the position he was in. Right, so
And then for my minor action,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to get my. I haven't got the rules open. Alright, for actions, it's not in here, right? Bear with me.
Yeah, no
who's
problem.
next to go? Whoever's
Lizzie
next
would
to
be next
go.
to go.
Definite. I'm going to open up the rule book and see what I can do for a minor action.
So, Marie, do you want to decide what you're doing while Sean's looking at what he's doing for a
They
minor
seem to be a bit. They moved out from underneath the twilight, like sensible human beings, or are they still being idiots?
Well, the crackpot you dropped the light on in the first place is no longer under the tri-light, but this guy up the other one is.
So I'm gonna drop a light on him and all.
Right, you are. So you unscrew the light to drop it on that one. Make a accuracy attack. No, you don't need to do that. Actually, he needs to dodge. So let me just. This time he knows there is a risk of it, so I'm going to reduce his target number to 15. Give him a dexterity acrobatics test. 13. Clang. That's hit him. Go ahead and roll the damage.
3d6, yeah.
3d6. Heavy things. His studio lights.
Yeah, I'm going to stand firm in that case.
Right, you
Oh,
are. You're going to stand firm. Okay.
not so brilliant.
Not so brilliant. It clangs down and hits him on the shoulder. He goes staggering about for a bit with the wound to his shoulder, and the light hits the ground and the bulb pops. Broken glass right spewed across the area. He's like, oh god, that hurts. That hurts. They're nutters. These people are fucking nutters.
They come in here waving a shotgun around and a bow. I mean,
To be fair, Sean, they've seen the videotape of me and Rab kicking in an alien because we felt like it. All right.
Aye.
okay.
We were just like, oh, I should be kicking his head, and I gone on then. There's videotape of us running away from these things, then turning back round and kicking them in. Of course we're nutters, right? We're probably worse nutters than they are.
Okay, the guy that got bitten by Rab seems to have gotten upset by this for some reason. Rab's at a loss to imagine why he would take it so personally. He is, however, going. Oh, that's the bouncer. He is, however, going to attempt to whack you with a bit of pipe. Is that a bit of pipe, or is that a? That might
Looks
be
like a bit of pipe.
Oh, it's
I
an
already
axe.
had a wrench.
It's an axe that guy's got by the look of it. Let me just zoom in.
Oh.
What's his
That's
nickname? Chopper.
outrageous.
It is. It's an axe. Good lord. Yes. Okay. He's.
They want him about his face.
And they wonder you bit his face, exactly. Aye, so he swings his axe at you. 11. What's your defence?
15.
No, that can't be right, is it?
Plus, I was also using duck and weave.
Ah, right. Okay, so
Yeah.
he swings
but
his
the guy,
axe wildly as you duck under the blows.
But would he not get a +1 though because Rab's grappling the other guy?
Get a +2 technically. It's still going to be a miss though.
Well, seeing as he did the stunt on that, he hasn't hit the other guy though, has he?
No. Okay, so Crackpot 1 would be up next, with Crackpot 2 having... He will be yelling for further help as well. Things are not going their way. Crackpot 1 is the one with the shotgun. Right? He's a bit annoyed about being kicked, as you might imagine. He might be about to overreact. However, shooting somebody is actually not an easy thing for most people to do.
Yeah.
So he is going to need a test to see whether he can do it, because he's never actually shot anybody before. He's just threatened to. So he's going to need a willpower morale
He's not
test.
such a monster.
Just on that aspect of it, I don't know. Would somebody actually take a loaded shotgun into this situation?
Oh yeah. He's taking a loaded shotgun in. One of his favourite things is to burst in and fire a shot into the ceiling to get everybody's.
Right. That's the worst form of crime.
Yep.
Prior to shooting somebody, in fact, with a loaded weapon.
I'm not sure this guy's entirely balanced enough to really think this through.
It's because shoots his own mate in the back.
Yeah. So let's first of all make a willpower test. He's never shot anybody before, so it is hard. He needs a 15 in order to do it. 13. So this round he's just kind of waving the shotgun in your direction, going, "Just do as you're told and you won't get hurt." Yeah. Joe, what would Joe like to do?
See, my moral compass isn't exactly as aligned as others, so I have no issue with shooting someone.
That's okay, yes.
So I'm going to take aim. I haven't moved, so I'll take the aim action, and I'm going to put this poor sick guy out of his misery. Wouldn't want him infecting everyone.
You wouldn't.
Oh no, he's going to shoot sick boy.
Yeah, okay, so what is it you're armed with?
Crossbow.
Crossbow. So go ahead and shoot the injured guy with the crossbow.
16.
16, that's definitely a hit.
And what's his dexterity?
2.
Yeah, mine's higher.
Okay, so you get additional damage there. Okay, so that's 9. Oh,
Plus
shit.
5.
Is that 14 damage?
Total.
Yep.
Okay, so bearing in mind that whilst society is fraying at the edges, it has not completely collapsed yet, answer the following question.
It was a misfire, sorry.
No, answer the following
that's
question.
awesome.
How would you like to take this character out?
Oh, can I not kill him?
If you want to, you can, but bear in mind...
It'll be
I
classed
would
as
like to
murder.
kill him.
Yeah,
I
you
would
know.
like to kill him. It was a misfire. He came at me with a knife.
Just tell me what you're doing to the...
Just gonna shoot him in the chest.
Right, you are. You shoot him in the chest, which kills him outright.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was Moida.
Yeah. I mean, bear in mind, there's no way you're getting away with claiming that this is not murder because you brought a crossbow to the thing, so it's obviously going to be considered
Plus
premeditated.
CCTV everywhere.
Yeah. However, as you shoot him, he doubles forward and like blah, just throws up blood all over you.
Oh.
So you, Rab, and Erin are all in the splash.
Oh, great.
Oh no.
Could
Yeah,
all of
but-
you,
Oh, what have you done?
You choose for everyone.
yeah, could you all give me a a constitution,
Stamina and tolerance was the
stamina
last
or
things.
tolerance, please?
Oh.
Okay, so Erin, you're okay, you're clear.
Ooh, okay.
You didn't get enough of it on you. Ben, on the other hand, make a note that you're infected.
Oh, lovely.
Murderer and infected. He's not coming back to the...
And Rab, you're also infected.
Oh no.
Yeah, so,
Infected.
because basically Rab's still on him when like wrestling him when Joe shoots him, just missing Rab and like killing the guy. Outright hitting him sort of not square in the chest because that would have had to go through Rab, so it's more hitting him in the upper shoulder. He's gone down sort of shoulder chest area. You know what I mean? Where the thingy is. The
Where there's
muscle
hotty
group, I
bits.
can't remember. Yeah. So he's gone down vomiting blood. There's not much has spattered on Aaron. However, this has caused shockwaves around the enemy. They've killed whatever his name is. Yeah.
Boy.
They've killed Ned.
They've killed Sick Boy.
Psychotic bastards. Yells the guy waving an axe around.
Fuck off or you'll be next.
So, crackpot number 5. Right, so this guy...
God damn, is it crackpot number 5?
he comes racing round the corner, sees Erin with a bow, assumes it was her, runs straight up and going, yeah, bastard!
Oh my god! Oh my god, you killed Kenny, you bastard.
Yes. And then tries to stave your head in with a claw hammer.
Oh my god! Joe, I'm gonna kill you next.
40, that has definitely escalated the situation, certainly. So, claw
Right,
hammer has
question.
you 7 points of damage.
Ow!
Brian, I have a question.
Yes, go
Just
ahead,
gonna leave the
Chris.
mark.
Is it possible for a character to be removed if they become incarcerated
Yes.
from the campaign? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
My plan. I was planning to get out of this. I'm not planning to get caught.
You're not planning to get... How the fuck... Okay. It's going to be interesting to see how that's going to pan out.
I'm going to hide the murder weapon, and then I'm going to sneak my way out before the police arrive, obviously.
Okay. So, Erin, it's your go after crackpot number 5 has just beamed you with a claw hammer in the shoulder.
Okay. Now,
he's used
I
the
know...
claw end as well, so it's really fucking hurting. You've got a big gouge where your shoulder should be.
Right, I know I'm being attacked, and I know you said this guy has been killed outright.
Well,
But
I'm not
I
sure
do have
it's entirely
medicine.
right, yes.
And I actually have a skill which lets me do medical care in a minor... Yeah.
Is it possible to stabilise him? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
I want to try and ignore the guy attacking me as best as I can. I'll shout, it wasn't me, let me help him, and then I'll run over and try and...
Okay, you run over and
Save
try
that
and
guy.
save Sick Boy before Joe Watson winds up being arrested for murder. The guy with the axe is like, it wasn't her, it was the dickhead in the suit. It's a little bit late for Crackpot to do anything about that now, though. So, Jenny, could you give me a healing roll to see if you can stabilise? Okay, so he's quite badly injured. It's narrowly missed most of the vital wounds, but vital organs, but he's bleeding out so rapidly it's clearly clipped a major blood vessel. If you can't stop the bleeding, he is going to die. You start tearing bits of clothing off, stuffing it into the wound, putting loads of pressure on, yelling like, give me a hand, give me a hand.
Bear it in mind as well, because obviously I do work in an emergency medical situation anyway.
Yes.
I do carry first aid kits and antiseptic and stuff like that in my bag.
You
so I'll
do, which
shout
Joe's currently...
I'll shout him to pass... You know.
The stuff she's nicking for work to sell in the black market.
Yeah.
That's how Rab thinks of it anyway.
Yes. So, axe wieldy guy is now drops to the ground and puts pressure on the wound as you yell, like, put pressure on the wound, stop him bleeding, and then start yelling at Joe to pass you your medical bag.
Whilst calling him a complete dickhead.
Okay, so it is Adam Taylor to go. You guys can hear an awful lot of shouting from another part of the building. What would you like to do?
I don't know whether we want to diffuse this situation or take these two crackpots out.
Well, you don't actually know what's going on over there yet. You just know something's going on.
Take them down. That would be our immediate. One's got a gun, one's got a bow.
Yeah, these guys.
One's got a pie stuck to his ear.
You're just trying to incapacitate him.
In charge number 7.
In charge number 7, the guy with the bow. Yeah, go for it.
I'll step over him.
Yeah. So you rush into the guy who's currently bringing his bow up to point at Thomas. You come charging in and swing for him. Go ahead and make an attack.
Take him down.
What is it for a hammer?
It would be fighting.
And was it a
bludgeon-
sledgehammer he's got, hasn't he?
Is it a sledgehammer or is it a claw hammer or
It was
It was a
whatever
sledgehammer.
Dave had.
sledgehammer? Sledgehammer. So it's fighting two-handed weapons. It would be your attack or fighting blunt.
Okay.
You need to be 12, I think it is. Oh, 17's a hit. And with
Six
6
stun
combat stun points as well. It's actually 18 because you're charged. So you come running in, waving the hammer, and wham! Hit this guy with it. So
When it comes to main fighting, you don't fail.
yeah. The damage for it, which you will need to know as well, is I think it's 2d6 plus 3. It says it's 2d6 plus 3 plus your strength. And you've got 6.
I know to kill him.
2d6.
Just neutralise him.
Mm-hmm.
You could add another dice, skirmish him, and then hit the other guy as well.
Okay,
Good. Yeah.
we'll do that.
Okay. So it's a savage blow, which is an extra dice of damage. So that's 3d6 plus 3 plus your strength. Go ahead and roll that. Shit. Right, so that's 13 points get through. He's not looking well. Right, so you whack him fairly heftily, and the force of the blow sends him flying into the door, which he hits and kind of slides down. Sorry, I've made a mistake on that. That should read. Come here, you little fucker. Come on. That should read 2 he has left. Yeah, 2 he has left. Okay, and whilst the other crackpot with the shotgun's trying to pull himself together, you can take your second attack and swing at him. Go for it.
Just knock him out.
Chris?
Yeah, if I'm rolling it.
There you go, 14.
14, that's another hit. So while you've hit the first guy with the head of the hammer, you then like back swipe this guy with the haft of the hammer right in the stomach. Thump! Ugh! So again, 2d6 plus 3 plus your strength. 13, how would you like to take him out?
Knocked out. Just knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to knock him out. As I do that, I'm going to grab his gun.
Right, you are. Make a note that you've now got a shotgun with 1 shell in it.
Am I the first with a live gun in the game?
Actually, he hasn't fired the shell yet, has he? So you've got a double barrel shotgun with 2 shells in it.
And it's not a sawn off, so
It's not
obviously.
sawn off, no. So you've thumped him in the stomach with such force it doubles over, and then you just with your elbow you just whack on the back of the head, and he loses consciousness. You grab his shotgun.
The gun hits the floor, goes off, and kills the other guy.
Imagine.
Okay, it is the.
No.
We haven't quite hit the phase of carry on apocalypse.
He is knocked out, though. He's not.
Not
He's
yet.
just knocked out.
That
he's
could
not
be
dead.
quite a good
Yeah.
carry-on movie.
Yeah, it would.
It really would, actually, wouldn't it? Except for the fact that all the best carry-on team are long dead now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know, digital deep fakes.
I suppose, because I can't think of anybody you could get these days that would be as good. Do you know what I mean? And that. Okay, so it's the bouncer to go. The bouncer who's quite badly injured, but is aware that things are escalating. Is worried that the nutter with the crossbow might try and kill somebody else. So his tendency to be a bouncer is going to kick in, and he's going to try and restrain Joe. So he comes charging around the corner. He's going to try and grapple you.
He used to be a bouncer till he took an arrow through the net. Like.
What's Joe's defense?
That's gonna miss.
It was an accident.
Not quite what I meant, but okay, yes. What's Joe's defense attribute?
14.
Sorry.
14, right. So he comes running at Joe, but you're actually faster than him. You can see him coming and you kind of sidestep out of the way. It is the end of the combat round. Rab, what would you like to do now that most of the combatants seem to be trying to help Aaron save the guy that Joe shot?
Well, are we on top of the situation, though?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Right, because I'm taking the axe off the other guy.
Right.
Well, if he's putting both hands on, he'll put his axe down, won't he?
He's put his axe down. Yeah, he put it down on the ground.
Well, I'm picking it up.
Let's see if you do it without him even spotting it. Give me a dexterity pickpockets. I know it's not actually in his pocket.
How about stealth?
Yeah, okay, that'll do. I'll allow that. Against his perception seeing, he's going to suffer -1 at 16. He's noticed you. So you grab the axe and he kind of turns, looks at you, realizes you've got it. You're like, shit. Now, there's no need to just put the axe down and nobody else needs to get hurt.
Mate, the only person that's got to get hurt here will be you if you don't do what I tell you, right?
All right. Okay, just what do you want? What do you want?
Just sit down there and chill the fuck out and you'll not get hurt, right?
All right, okay. Here I am. I'm just sitting here chilling the fuck out. Here I am, chill. See how chill I am.
Shut the fuck up, mate.
All right, I'm shutting the fuck up. Okay, so Rav's got control of that opponent, and sick crackpot is busy bleeding all over the place, but is no longer in danger of death. It looks like he's probably going to survive. Crackpot 7 is, I think that's the one with the shotgun. And
No, it's the one with the bow.
One with the bow, right you are.
Who's slumped up against the door, not looking too healthy at this point.
He's not looking too healthy, so
2 opponents and someone he can't see.
He's going to surrender. Do I have a little white flag or anything like that? It doesn't look like.
I don't think you had those icons loaded. Maybe.
I've loaded the extra set
Yeah,
of balls,
you got
but
prone markers.
Look like it's got. Yeah, I've got a prone marker and whatnot. I've marked them prone and a little white rabbit to indicate he's surrendered. I don't know why rabbits came to mind.
And so we'll put them up against this wall over here.
Okay.
All tied up with some roof lighting cables.
Okay, so you take them up then, strap them up with some IEC cables.
And Crackpot 1 and Dave are going to be, all 3 of them going to be in a row.
Right, you are. Okay, so...
Right.
I'll just try.
If they're all under control, I'm going to drop down out the tri-light.
Okay. Give me a dexterity acrobatics roll. It's quite high,
and hopefully
however you're good at this. So the target number is only 9.
Hopefully I'll do this gracefully and I won't fall in my arse.
Triple backflip, forward front flip.
Yeah.
Star.
16, no problem. You just kind of lowers yourself halfway down and then jump and flip in the air and land at a 3-point landing. Ta-da!
Superhero landing.
Superhero landing.
And then I'm going to go and see if look up the corridor and see if everything if everything up there is okay.
Okay, you can hear a lot of scuffling and yelling from up the corridor, so you don't really know what's gone on. You've moved. You've had one action so far, though. So if you wanted to run up the corridor, you could.
No, don't move me. Right.
Yeah, but can I do my? Because I know some of them have got crossbows and shotguns.
Yeah.
Can I parkour it so that I'm running?
Yes, so we'll count that as wildly dodging as you go, which will give them -1 to hit you. So yeah, you sort of parkour it up the corridor. You can move. What's your speed?
Hold on. Sorry, just double check that. My speed is 15.
Okay, so it only takes you 8 to get to this door. So I'm just going to move you up to that door and then we'll hit the open button. Open door.
Now you've closed it?
Oh, I've closed it. It was already open. There we go. Open door. So you've still got 5, 6, 7 meters to go. That's assuming you're doing a... I'm trying to think, would it drop down be a major action? Yeah, so this is your minor action. So you've only got 7 more meters you can move. So that's 7 more squares you can move.
Well, I haven't got much choice, really. I can either hang about the doorway or go into the room. I think I'll go into the room.
Okay. Go for it then. Go.
I think that's 7.
You haven't moved according to me. Ah, right. That's a lift that you're standing in at the moment.
Oh no, I don't want to be in a lift. No.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This isn't the corridor. This is a
5,
lift.
6, 7.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
there
not
you
one of
go.
them voice-activated lifts, is it?
No, it's not. Okay, so you're moving.
And
up
I'll
then.
sorry, I'll sort of be more against the wall than that, I think.
Okay.
Closer to the wall.
Yeah. Okay. So Thomas, what are you doing?
Right, so that guy's bow that was on the floor.
Hang on a minute. Why have I got Lizzie coming up again?
She's that fast. She has 2 turns.
Do damage control as well.
I'm not quite sure what went
getting
wrong
recorded.
there, but yeah. So Thomas, it's you to go anyway.
Right, so me to go. Right, so I'm going to pick up that guy's bow and
Yeah.
get his arrows,
Right.
and I'm going to stand here
Mhm.
and menace them with it
Right, you are.
effectively,
So make a
and keep
note.
them keep them sort of under control. And I'll say to Adam, "Go and find out what's going on."
Will you pass me the phone at that point, please?
Yeah, I'll give you the phone as well.
Okay, so you pass.
Well, no. I'm going to keep the phone, and I'll tell
Alright.
you what the number is, because you can go and get a phone.
The
Okay.
phone that no one's picked up still.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to say to you, I haven't actually heard any reply back from them, so I don't know what's going
You
on.
don't have to give me the phone number, then I'll just get Rab's phone.
Yeah, whoever's phone's down there, yeah.
Okay. So then it comes up Lizzie, but we've just done you. So it's Crackpot 2, who is, I think, over in this.
He's the guy who had the axe.
Yeah.
Right. So he's surrendered. So I'm going to take him off the thing because he's under control right now. Crackpot 1 is the shotgun guy. He's surrendered, so I'm going to take him off the thing now. Joe, it's you to go again. How would you like to make things worse?
Well, I will do the very time-consuming action of reloading the crossbow, and that's my goal.
Oh no.
So he's very.
When even your own side cringe
Can
when
I,
you grab on your weapon.
Remember, there is a live camera in Studio B.
Yes, there is.
While I'm reloading the crossbow, can I threaten the bouncer so he doesn't tackle me or anything?
Absolutely, you can. Give me a strength intimidation test. Against
this
the
isn't gonna go well.
Don't know what your strength
I
is.
think I
don't
should
know.
have a bonus considering I've just committed murder.
I would absolutely agree. Get +2 on your dice roll.
Well,
Honestly,
it's
better than I thought.
murder.
17.
I thought it would be Rab, but no.
No.
17 versus the
Ooh.
bouncers also got 17, so you're tied. What is
Okay.
your strength?
1. He's gonna win.
It's the same as his willpower, right? Fuck's sake! Right, okay.
Do you want to just do it? Do you want to do another intimidation roll, and whoever wins this wins?
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
He's probably.
Don't forget you get +2.
Oh, I would.
Shit, yeah.
Yes.
So you're loading the crossbow going, don't make me shoot another one of you. And when the bouncer just goes, you're a fucking head case, mate, and puts his hands up.
Good.
No one needs to get shot now. Just put he's like backing away from you. Just put the fucking crossbow down, you whacker.
Would this guy gain fear?
Yes, I don't see why not. Let me add a point of fear to the bouncer's character sheet.
I mean, technically, maybe they all should because they just saw the snake.
Yes, I think we'll add
All
a
we
point of
wanted
fear
to do
to all
was
of them.
talk on the news.
Okay, so crackpot number 5 is, I'll add his fear while we're here. Actually, because they all have a single character sheet, I only need to add fear to one of them and I'll add it to them all. There we go. So crackpot number 5. What was your first intimidation roll?
With a +2, 17.
17. So he's going to need to roll 17 as well. Otherwise, he's also going to surrender. He's got morale though. Fanatics,
Oh.
you see. 10? No, he's surrendered as well. Okay, so at this point, I think we can safely say that all the ones in the corridor they've just surrendered.
Okay. Phew.
You can hear somebody's walkie-talkie crackle into life. And, Al, what's going on? What's going on? Right, we're out of combat time, so you see Adam come running round the corner. Adam, you can place, or rather Chris, you can place Adam's character over here.
Well, first of all, I was going to do damage control and get that camera turned off.
Late now.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's really for like safety. Well, I guess I don't know yet.
This is where the whole thing's been getting broadcast live.
Yeah.
It has.
Because the network's never had ratings like this.
I don't think they know, but the camera hasn't seen the murder yet, so they don't.
No.
Their crappy local talk show that usually gets about 400 people suddenly is being live streamed worldwide by people going, look at these fucking nutters.
Well, what's being caught on the camera is all the stuff happening in Studio B. So the door getting wrenched open, you guys trying to fend the enemy off, the door getting wrenched open, those guys like dashing in, brandishing a shotgun at you, Lizzie dropping fucking things on them, and then you overpowering all three of them and rounding them up, but making sure that they're safe. So the attempted murder hasn't made it on the film. The controlling these three guys who came in armed to the teeth is what has been broadcast to the world. You can currently hear the sound of sirens heading your way quickly.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
If everything that the cameras have seen is these guys brandishing weapons, trying like clearly being the aggressors.
Yeah.
If we all stuck to the story and said that these guys were also the aggressors, which by the way they were,
Well, they
then
were.
all it was self-defense. You know.
It depends on your roles against the police.
Yeah, I mean,
We took some of their weapons off them and then shot them, rather than we turned up as fully armed bastards.
Well, no, we were carrying a weapon. It wasn't loaded at the time. We were carrying it for self-defense.
No,
It's
never
all the
admit that
riots.
to the police. Never, because
No.
it's premeditation. Never.
that would be
Never admit
premeditation.
anything to the police.
This is the UK. You can't carry a weapon for self-defense.
How was that going, by the
It's
way?
the end of the world. There's
Doesn't matter.
aliens everywhere.
Doesn't
What happens if
matter.
I get attacked by an alien?
You get killed.
What's Boris Johnson going to come down in Apache and save me? I don't think so.
No, you see, because he's shit. That's why.
Ben will all be armed with exactly the same thing. Harsh language.
Harsh language. Same as the British have
Of
always
aliens.
used. Harsh language. You
What do
can
you guys-
throw
what do you
Snickers
guys
at them
think?
if you need to. But honestly,
So-
if you admit to the police that the weapons are yours,
Yeah,
your
which-
story will not work. It's as simple
We'll
as
say
that.
that it's them.
Right.
Yeah.
Should
Their
weapons.
I hide the crossbow, or should I try and escape in that van that I acquired?
Just Ben, do your damnedest to get get your prints off it and get some of their prints on it.
Yeah.
Because if their prints are on top of yours, then they had the weapon after you. But if your prints are on top of theirs, they had it first. So wipe
It's a good
it.
point.
Yeah.
It is a good point.
He
That's
is,
good.
he is a
Because
criminal. So
I sound really, really, really dodgy
Yeah.
here.
Also, that is something that would occur to your character, Joe, because you are a
There's some
professional criminal.
tissues in the green
So
room.
you
Well-
unload the crossbow, you hand it to the bouncer, and after, like, you wipe it down with tissues from the green room, and as you come back out, you hand it to the bouncer and go, "Here, hold this a minute, mate, while I answer this phone." And like, he's stunned, and he holds the crossbow, and then as he's doing that, you notice you've found which phone was ringing earlier. You got a missed call from Thomas, and you go, "Oh no, Thomas was trying to ring us," and take the crossbow back off the bouncer, so that your fingerprints are now on top of his, so it looks like you wrestled it off him.
You know what's really convenient as well? My parents are lawyers.
So they are, yes.
For God's sake.
We're gonna have to roleplay a fucking trial now, aren't we? At this rate.
it was habeas dead corpse.
Ryan, where was it going?
You were heading right from where you are, so down here. All the sounds of conflict were coming from around this corner.
Bearing in mind, I want to try and do the same thing, seeing as I fired a bow at that guy, even though it was to incapacitate him. But
Erin, what the hell happened here?
I'm trying to keep this guy alive. Ask them.
Bouncer shot his friend. Yeah.
And the bouncer's like, "What? I didn't shoot. What are you talking about? I didn't shoot anybody. You shot them."
You shot the
Should
friend.
we have that discussion that one night in the bunker about damage control?
I'll say, if you want your friend to survive, you'll go along with what our plan is.
Well, saying that, I did just beat 2 guys up, so...
Right, okay, make a
in front of
perception...
camera.
not perception,
well,
make a
no,
communication
no.
persuasion test.
We took out
Not me.
some assailants. It's like we haven't stolen anything if the goods don't leave the building.
Yeah.
True.
Do still have that shotgun
12,
later.
okay.
Not too good.
You are asking him to put his hands up to a fairly major crime, so that's a fail. You would have needed a 13 to convince him.
Well, I'll be trying to say that basically they need to say that all the weapons were theirs, but that the shot
Okay.
bow that nearly killed the guy, it was accidental. Right.
Okay, that's an easier sell. So I'm going to say if that's the thing you're going to try and talk him into. He's a bit reluctant at first, but you're like, oh, I could let him bleed to death.
Yeah.
So you kind of talk him around, reluctantly talk him around. Right, okay, fair enough.
And anyway, they're the ones who came in here armed initially, so
The
I'm not going to
It
look
was
at them.
self-offense. That's what he was saying. It was self-offense.
Self-offense.
Even though I'd like to keep the shotgun, I think I'm going to unload it and crack the shells under my feet and give it to one of the crackpots.
Right,
After
you
I've
are.
cleaned it down.
Right, you are. You disarm the shotgun, destroy the shells, and hand it to one of the crackpots, the one with the claw hammer, who looks at you like, I'm fucking touching that. Get caught with a shooter. There's no fucking chance, mate.
So,
Well,
right,
Already got on
Can
film.
I
we had.
persuade him?
Chris,
You can
it's
try.
all right. Chris, it's all right. There's footage of the other guy holding it. You can actually
Yeah.
walk about with it opening under your arm. As soon as it looks like the police have got inside the perimeter, you need to put that down as far away from you as possible. Get on your knees and put your hands behind your head.
Right,
Because
I mean, I
the
have
armed
destroyed
response
the...
team will be turning up.
I want to wipe
Worries.
down my bow and then get fingerprints of one of the others on it, and then get my fingerprints on it as well, just to
And
you know.
notice how I don't have any of these problems. I've got a table leg.
Yeah, you've just got
Somebody else's bow at this point.
Yeah.
And I haven't got any of these problems because all I did was
Worries.
put lights in their heads.
That was a lightning attack.
I was hiding up there and the lights weren't very safe. Every time I moved, one of them fell down.
Health and safety violation is applied to the building at this
I
point.
think Lizzie needs to put into her bio that she watches a lot of crime stuff. Because we're getting a lot of information about this and we don't want it to go meta.
CSI is quite an amazing show, you know.
Yeah.
Apart from the screensaver on the fingerprint machine. It's the same 5 fingerprints that keep coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, apart from the fact that that's the best funded crime lab I have ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
Some of the procedures
You know what
that they do in a few
CSI is?
days take weeks.
You know how when you watch something like, I don't know, you watch something like The Only Way is Essex, and you've got all these really rich idiots, right?
Yeah.
Who just do stupid shit all day. They're like, oh, do you know what? I fancy going to the Caribbean this weekend, so I'm just going to go, right? CSI is that to anybody with any experience in the sciences, because we look at their labs and go, this is fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a total fantasy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I struggle with stuff like that, obviously, because of some of my diplomas
Education.
and my education and my degree and whatnot. But the police procedural I love the most is Scott and Bailey, because they get an awful lot of stuff correct, like the interrogation methods and so forth. But anyway, back to the game. So, whilst you're all planning how to make this look like you're not a bunch of violent thugs who were attacked by another bunch of violent thugs, you hear the police cars outside screaming to a sudden stop, and you start to hear like lots of people out there, and then you hear the bullhorn. This is the police. Throw down your weapons and come out with your hands in the air. And nobody is going to be any the worse for it.
Okay.
Right, well, I'm going to go and put down the table leg and the bow and talk to the people under the couch.
Yeah, I'm going to come in and help them get the couch off and see that they're all right.
Okay.
Can Rab know he got to fuck before they even showed up?
Not really, I'm afraid. No, they weren't far off. So you guys are all kind of there. But you've all got like reasonably good cover stories.
I think it's because he's wanted by
But
the
it's
police
not just
anyway.
this incident that Rab's worried about.
That's a very good point.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, go on,
There
sorry.
is very little. Actually, I suppose you could have tried to make it out of one of these fire exits since they're not guarding it anymore. So yeah, if you want to try and get away before the police spot you, I'm going to need a dexterity stealth test. It's going to be tricky to do though, so I'm going to set the target number fairly high. It's going to be did a 17.
It's
Oh,
going to be
fucking hell.
beaten.
Alright, so the rest of you have got no idea what happened. Rab just vanished at
Just
some point.
Rab just vanishes.
Yeah,
Oh, there he goes, it's the Scarlet Bloody Pimpernel in a tracksuit.
And the medicine cabinet in the studio's empty.
Yeah. So, like, you didn't actually see him leave. It's just by the time the police get here, there's no sign of Rab at all. Eventually, the police realise that the situation inside is not in quite the position it was when they were dispatched. So it's not long before you have like swarms of armed police officers come storming through various doors, often having to have moved cars belonging to these head cases before they could get in. But to be on the safe side, they just kind of place everybody under arrest and will sort it out later down the station. Is the plan. Right up until the point where one of the officers go, Sergeant, I think you might want to take a look at this. And you see, like, the police officer comes over and has a look at the guy on the ground, the sick one that you've been healing. And he's like, okay, everybody, get back right now.
Yeah, contagious.
Yeah. And then you can see him you can see all the police officers pull right back, and he yells to somebody like, bring the masks in from the van, bring the masks in, and off somebody goes. And
Can I show them my CDC badge? I probably have one by now.
Sure, except it wouldn't be CDC because we're not in the US.
Or whatever the UK version is.
I'm just trying to remember, actually, I can't bring it to mind. It'll come back to us, but yes. Yes, you can.
I want to sneak a sample, that's all.
Okay, well, the police officer says there's been a lot of cases like this.
Well, we may already have something then.
One of the diseases that they think has come through the rift from the other verse. And it is generally fatal, so who's been in contact with this?
Rab's infected and is running about in general pop.
Yes, that's a very good point. Rab is infected and is running around outside in general population. Oh dear. Okay, so this adventure is taking us in a completely different direction to where I thought, because for some reason I hadn't thought you would just resort to violence immediately. I don't know why. And B, hadn't thought that Rab would escape and be infected when he did it.
Ryan, see, the next time you write one of these, just think the absolute worst case scenario you possibly can, and that'll be what we bumble into.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
How you didn't think would resort to violence, I have no idea.
What was on my mind. So we're going to say goodnight to Rab's player Mark, who has to be up early for work in the morning. Good night, Mark. Rab has now escaped into the general population. The rest of you find yourselves officially arrested for so that the police can keep track of you, book you, investigate, ask you a few questions later.
Going to
However,
quarantine. Don't
none of them are coming anywhere near you because they're going to quarantine all of you in a hospital.
Yeah.
You're all
But we
gonna
weren't anywhere near those people.
But we were near people that had been near them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So they're going to quarantine everybody till they can test you all, and then only the people that are infected will continue to be quarantined. But for now, they're holding you in place, and they've sent for the quarantine team, who are on the way. Won't be long. Just relax. Try not to panic too much. Could you breathe in the other direction, please?
We did actually technically isolate the civilians, the two presenters, Reg, and one other guy. They were under the couches, so they would have had no contact with anyone.
That's
But
very
we've been
true.
in that room though with them.
Yeah,
and
we
the
have.
other guys came in, so
Yeah.
You did try to isolate, but they managed to get in by dint of the fact that that otherwise excellent way of sealing the door had the weak point of if the handle just comes off, which is what happened.
Yeah.
There's
But I don't think anybody in this room is actually infected unless it's those three guys over there that are.
Well, we know, obviously, metagame-wise, Joe and Rabba, but I'm not. Nobody else is, other, so...
I would fess up to being infected if I was, but obviously I don't know that.
You won't
All I
know.
know is I've been coughed on.
That's right,
Yeah.
you don't know, but you've probably fessed up to the fact that you have been coughed on, because
I mean, it's pretty clear I'm covered in blood, aren't
Yeah.
I?
you are indeed. So
My suit's ruined, which is the worst bit.
don't worry, you can afford another one. I'm certain. Okay, so you are all carted off in remarkably secure-looking ambulances to an undisclosed location. And I know it's a little bit on the early side.
Oh,
Excuse you!
who did
Excuse
that?
me. That was me. Very sorry about that. Fizzy pop.
It's alright, it happens.
Drinking some Diet Coke there. Just snuck out.
Yeah, it happens. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we'll call that a night. I think that's a good place to leave it. And next week we'll pick up from the hospital, and we'll go from there. We'll see whether Joe can be saved and how many people Rab infects.
God.
So Joe's going to have to wear one of those backless gowns, is he, with his ass hanging out?
Yes, pretty well. I mean, all of you are going to be in that for a little while at least. So thank you very much for coming. Those of you who've tuned in to see the game, thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll pick up again next week with the party having to deal with the fallout from the encounter, both the many charges that some of them might be up for, and of course the risk of infection. So thanks very much. Do stay safe. Take care. We'll see you at the same time next week, and we'll be loading this one up on YouTube very shortly. But before we go, I believe Jenny has some things to tell you.
Do I?
I think you do.
What, about following the Twitter account, perhaps?
Perhaps, yes.
Gethsemane Games Twitter. And I don't know if there's anything else, is there?
There's also that email address
There's
that
the
you can
Facebook
complain
group,
to.
and yes, there's the email address if you'd like to get in touch with us. Rather than sending it to Gethsemane Games, if you send it to DH9 Radio instead, because there's more of us keeping an eye on that one. So dh9radio@mail.com. That's dh9radio@mail.com. As I mentioned, I'm with both Gethsemane Games and DH9 Radio, so I will actually see the email regardless. But we tend to keep the streams on the DH9.
Remember to give us a follow on Twitch as well.
Oh, yeah.
Remember to give us a follow on Twitch and like our Facebook page and join the group if you would like to as well. In addition to this stream, we also do a fantasy live stream on a Sunday, the Tower of Saragossa, with a slightly different cast. Sean's in that, and we have two others, and the rest of this cast are not. We also have our Tuesday night Fantasy Age stream of Fallen Kingdom, a dark fantasy setting by Gethsemane Games, using the Fantasy Age rules by Green Ronin Games, or Green Ronin Games as they prefer to have it pronounced. My apologies. That goes out on Twitch on help me out here somebody, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And generally speaking, we upload these all to YouTube 2 or 3 days after they air live. So thanks very much.
Where we should also be
exclusive content.
Patreon, yeah.
Of course, also check out the Gethsemane Games Patreon. You can search for it either under Gethsemane Games or under my name, Brian F. Irving, where you will find a great number of maps, systemless adventures. You'll be able to pick up some of our games on there as well if you become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as £3 a month. So thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you all next time. Do tune into our other streams, join our Twitch, support our Patreon, tell the world how great we are. We'll see you all later. Take care and stay safe. But from us, for now, good night.
Bye.
Night.
Don't touch the walls.